Thank you for the pinky. Thank you for everything you do, Tenjo. Thank you for never giving up no matter what. Thank you. In some way, I already did give up before her whole life. There was like one tiny flame still left, flickering and waiting to be ignited. Yeah, it's understandable after you try for such a long time in so many different ways, eventually feeling like it's over and giving up might be sad, but in some ways also realistic, and at some point, like, maybe you need to accept that something is just not happening. Maybe. If it's something unrealistic, I don't know. If you really tried for like 10 or so years, then maybe it's time to move on. But then again, I mean, look at me. I mean, I'm not doing exactly 100% what I wanted to do, but I'm doing something that's just as amazing and fulfilling and makes me happy. I'm like, actually, maybe it's even better. I want to tell people to never give up, but I understand that at some point it might be a good thing to give up and move on to something else if you've just spent so much time on it. I don't know, it's hard to say. Cause like you can't but like just hang on to something for your whole fucking life if it's just not happening. But you should at least give it everything you got for as long as you feel like you can. And if you get to a point where you personally feel like you've tried everything you could, really 100%, and you would be fine with moving on to something new, because that's even though I was really down, I was ready, I think, to move on. So at least do it until you feel like you're at a place where you think it's better to find a new goal or a new dream that maybe is more in your reach. Yeah, there are limits. As much as we like to say you can do anything, I'm sorry, this is maybe out of character. Me saying this is maybe out of character, but as much as I am really always like fight, yeah, I am also a very realistic person. I like to look at things very realistic. Cause like, you only live once, you know? You only live once, and you gotta make the best out of the time that you're on this earth. Yeah, sometimes there's just barriers that you cannot overcome with what you currently have, what the methods and the material that you're working with. Like, sometimes it's not your fault, it's just luck. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. Like, yeah. What is my point? My point is, I don't know, how did we even get to this? But then I got really lucky. Really lucky. Without that luck, I would have been lost at sea. And certain people, they're not that lucky, and all their talent and skills, unfortunately, go unnoticed, which is not fair. It's just not fair. What would you do if you knew that you can't reach your goal? Well, that is something that... Can you really judge that? Because normally you personally are more negative about what you think you can do. You gotta look at it objectively. If you think that you can objectively say, realistically, that you can't do what you want to do, then perhaps it's okay to find something else. But usually you judge yourself too hard, and you're like, oh, I can't do that. But are you even trying? do you mean sounds familiar? What do you mean? What did I do? If you have a goal that you think that it's like unreachable, then go baby steps. Don't expect that from one day to another you're gonna reach the top of those stairs. You gotta go floor by floor, step by step. Eventually, you'll end up at the top of the skyscraper. No, the building doesn't have an elevator. The building doesn't have an elevator. No. You're too spoiled.